everyone, happy Easter. In today's bulletin, we present a story which is a reflection of a very serious problem: children having children. We also take a look at a story filed by Joy News reporter Albert Sori about a school in the Upper East region which has no classroom furniture. So, what is gigantism? We'll walk you through the explanation, and of course, what is the meaning of Easter? My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison, and this is News Generation. News Generation, supported by
Omo, saving tough stains in just one step.
Cowbell Chocomalt, 4-in-1 value with a great new taste.
Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
During the week, Joy News Upper East Regional Correspondent Albert Sori filed a report about a school in the Talensi district. The Gary Primary School is one of a number of schools built to help improve access to education. The classrooms, however, have no furniture and children lie on the floor to write.
Looking at the Gary Primary School from outside, everything appears excellent. The school is beautifully painted with neat surroundings and flowers to add a touch of elegance. The school is also connected to the electricity grid. Two of the classrooms which are being used as the kindergarten classes have ceiling fans. However, the problems that the school faces overwhelm both its teachers and pupils. One major challenge confronting the Gary Primary School is lack of furniture. There is no single table or chair for the pupils to sit on. Pupils therefore sit on the cold, bare cement floors to listen to their teachers and then lie flat on their stomachs when it's time to write. Headmaster of the school, Albert Boagre, says the situation is hampering effective teaching and learning.
Those they brought from the other primary, Gary Gbanet Primary. You know, when they built this school, in order to reduce the population over there, they brought part of that school, part from that school to this school. So those that reported, later on, we saw that the enrollment was going down. So when we made our own investigation, we realized that some of them, they were complaining that when they were at the old school there, they were on dual desks. They lie on their stomach to write. They don't feel comfortable. And even you, the teachers, you don't even feel it. Because teaching and the children are lying on the floor like that. You are not always happy about that.
The negative impact of the absence of furniture at Gary Primary School could be solved if there were enough teachers to teach the pupils. For now, having enough teachers can only remain a dream for the headmaster, who has been forced to double as a classroom teacher because the school is severely understaffed.
We are only 2 trained teachers, 1 people teacher, and then 4 volunteers. My volunteer teachers, almost all of them have got their requirements, and they have their applications with the district education office. So my appeal is that if the Ghana Education Service will then see to it that the volunteers, those that have volunteered for long, if they are given an appointment, I think I will be happy. So far, mostly they are from the community. And once they are from the community, if they are given the opportunity, I think there's no way they will be absent.
Lucy Zangmi, a JHS 1 pupil of the school, has been taking advantage of this situation to practice her dream of becoming a teacher in the future. At the time of our visit, she had a free period in her class and used that opportunity to get the entire Primary 2 class together for an English lesson in the absence of their teacher. Albert Sori's report.
Patricia was born with large toes scattered over her feet. Doctors at Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital say Patricia will need 4 separate surgeries to correct the condition known medically as gigantism. Patricia has been looking forward to the surgery, which couldn't be done for almost a year because of financial problems. She will be grateful once it is over, as she will no longer be laughed at in school. We will take a trip to Kumasi to meet her in person soon. But what is gigantism, the condition doctors say Patricia has? Let's find out. What is gigantism? Gigantism is a very rare condition that occurs during childhood, in which there is extreme bone muscle and organ growth. Gigantism is caused by an overproduction of growth hormones that occur before a child's bone growth plates have closed. This results in excessive growth and abnormally tall height. What causes gigantism? According to the University of California, Los Angeles, Gigantism is a condition caused by a tumor in the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a pea-sized gland located at the base of the skull. The gland secretes hormones. Hormones are chemicals that travel through our bloodstream and are responsible for regulating many body functions. People with gigantism generally have very large hands, fingers, toes, and heads. They also have changes in related characteristics, including coarse skin, excessive sweat production, and a very deep voice. They may have enlarged internal organs such as the heart, kidneys, brain, and tongue. This can cause complications including high blood pressure, severe headaches, poor vision, and heart failure. Gigantism is a treatable condition. However, if left untreated, gigantism can lead to a variety of complications such as heart disease, unusual height, delayed puberty, and double vision. Hope you learned a little bit about gigantism today, but Patricia is not the only one who has this problem. Let's have a look at some of the world's famous giants. Andrei René Roussimoff, also known as Andre the Giant. He was a French professional wrestler and actor. His best remembered acting role was that of Fezzik, the giant in the film The Princess Bride. As a child, he displayed symptoms of his gigantism very early, reaching a height of 6 feet 3 inches and weight of 110 kilograms by age 12. The Alton giant, Robert Wadlow. He is the tallest person recorded in history. Wadlow reached 8 feet 11 inches in height and weighed 199 kilograms at his death at 22. He showed no indication of an end to his growth even at the time of his death. Sultan Koshin holds the Guinness World Record for the tallest living male at 8 feet 3 inches. He was born on December 10, 1982 in Turkey. His stature is such that he must use crutches in order to walk. Koshin is a farmer. He's 30 years old. Brendan Adams was born on September 20, 1995 in Washington. He is noted for holding the record for being the tallest teenager in the world. At 17 years, he stands at 7 feet 4.6 inches tall. In 2008, there was an attempt to halt Brendan's growth when he was 7 feet 4.5 inches tall. Some doctors estimate he would have been over 8 feet tall if he kept growing constantly. Zheng Jinlian. She was the tallest woman ever verified in medical history. Zheng is also the only woman counted among 14 people who have reached verified heights of 8 feet or more. Zheng would have been 8 feet 1.75 inches tall at the time of her death. She could not stand straight because of a severe deformed spine. So you see, giants are not a myth after all. Now let's move on to a very serious issue. In the typical Ga suburb of Choko, children having children is no secret. Almost all the children in the community know someone who has had a baby either willingly or through sexual abuse. It is in this setting where we met two young 16-year-old girls, Veronica and Nadede. They might be the same age, but life for these two have already taken different paths. We find out why.
Acham dede na sisi. Nwa akpa. Mbo. Chuno. Tomo. No me feel fine in the hospital. Doctor came again. No me ne lo 2 months. Lo me ne lo mo. Oni not mo 4 months. Then mo feel. Amena mission. Ninda ko.
16-year-old Nadede will be a mother soon. Coming from a poor family with no formal education, she's not sure how she will take care of her child. She's sure the father of the child, who she says is in senior high school, will help out. After all, Nadede says they've been boyfriend and girlfriend for 3 years. Being a young mother in this seaside settlement is nothing new. Ask anybody and they will tell you. But even though it may seem normal, getting anybody in the situation, including Nadede, to talk about what the problem is is difficult. Nadede finds it hard to share her story. Her grandmother brands her a bad girl in our presence, and that's that. 16-year-old Veronica lives in Choco as well. She is very unhappy with the situation of young girls getting pregnant in her neighborhood. She lives just up the road from Nadede. Only this tarred road separates them.
Also, yeah, children get pregnant by heart. Baby mothers, that's the situation we are in. Everybody, they think it's natural.
Veronica is quick to share what she believes to be the main problem.
They are not educated. They are illiterate, that's why. They don't care. All that they care about is the podium, that dooring, make it big for everybody to see. That's all they care.
Ask any of the other educated children here and they will give you similar answers.
Some people the boys are forcing the girls to sleep with them, small girls to sleep with them. But the girls are not want to sleep with them, but they are forcing them to sleep with them.
Some are also at my age who are also have also given birth through lack of capital and also lack of education.
Veronica sees no end in sight to the situation until NGOs and government seriously step in.
Yes, we should educate our people on it through the television, like we go around and talk to them. I think it will be okay.
Until then, she has resolved to concentrate on her books to fulfill her dreams of becoming a doctor. Well, stay with us for an update of this story. We will be talking to some organizations very soon about what they are doing to sort of curb this problem in Choco. It's time for another break. We'll be right back.
Sometimes a stained t-shirt can make you the happiest man. Now Omo Multi-Active removes even tough stains in just one step. Best ever stain removal from Omo.
When your kids need it all, there's only one drink that's got it. Cowbell Chocomalt. It's got the delicious taste of chocolate, the nourishment of malt, the all-round goodness of milk, and sugar for energy, all in one sachet. All I add is water, hot or cold. Now, that's real value. And that's real teamwork. Cowbell Chocomalt, 4-in-1 value with a great new taste.
Welcome back to News Generation. As you all know, it's Easter Sunday. So let's talk a little bit about Easter. Now, for many in Ghana, Easter is a time to celebrate the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. It's a whole week celebration, really, starting from Palm Sunday, when Jesus was believed to have ridden through the streets of Jerusalem on a donkey. Good old Sunday school. For some people, though, eggs and rabbits all play a part in celebrating Easter. What is that all about? For Christians, the origin of Easter is simply the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ about 2,000 years ago. According to the Bible, Jesus Christ, the true Messiah, promised in the Old Testament, was crucified and resurrected at the time of the Jewish Passover. It is a symbol of liberation of man from sin. Since then, Jesus Christ has been celebrated with church services both on Easter Friday and Sunday. What is the significance of these days? The days of Easter. Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday is the first day of Lent, which is a 40-day period before Easter. Its focus is on self-examination and self-denial in preparation for Easter. Christians sometimes use fasting to demonstrate this process. Palm Sunday. Christians observe Palm Sunday on the Sunday before Easter, celebrating Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. It is called Palm Sunday because when Jesus rode a donkey into Jerusalem, a large crowd of people in the city spread out palm branches on the ground before him as a sign of his kingship. Maundy Thursday. This is the Thursday before Easter, the night before Jesus was crucified. He had a Passover supper with his disciples. This day is also the origin of what is observed as communion in many Christian churches. Good Friday. Good Friday marks the day on which Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross for the sins of the world. Good Friday isn't a happy day, but its name is a reminder that humans can only be considered good because of what happened on that day. Some believe that its name was originally God's Friday. In Germany, Christians call it Quiet Friday. Christians in other parts of Europe call it Great Friday or Holy Friday. In some countries like the Philippines, Christians reenact the crucifixion of Christ by flogging themselves and allowing themselves to be nailed on the cross as part of remembering that day. Easter Saturday, or Holy Saturday, is the final day of Lent, of Holy Week, and of the final day of the 3 days that come before Easter Sunday. According to theologists, the early church gathered in the afternoon of Easter Saturday to prepare for Sunday. Easter Sunday. This day symbolizes the resurrection of Jesus Christ. To Christians, the resurrection backs up Jesus' claim that he had the authority to die for the sins of the world and the power to come back to life again. Many Christians in Ghana and around the world look forward to celebrating this day. But it is not a celebration of Christ for everybody worldwide. In some countries, Easter is just another holiday celebrated by giving out lots of chocolates in the form of Easter eggs and bunnies. You may ask what eggs have to do with Easter. Over the centuries, Easter was also incorporated with pagan religious festivals to celebrate springtime. Rabbits and eggs are widely used pagan symbols for fertility and celebration of rebirth. That was the explanation, but we asked some of you in Choco about Easter, and this is what you told us.
This Easter, I'll go to church to pray for God, to ask Him everlasting life and to take care of our country.
I'll go to my father's place at Adam, and I'll go and visit him and my brothers and sisters.
I want to go to church and pray for my mother and my father to get money to take care of us.
I want to go to church and pray for my parents to get money so that on Tuesday I'll go to school and pray for my country.
I want to celebrate this Easter with my friends at the beach.
I go to church and pray for my family in my country and people who are sick.
I pray that I want to do so many things for my mother and father. I pray that I also go to church with my mother and my father.
Trinity Academy has won an annual inter-schools quiz competition for JHS 3 pupils. 32 schools in the Accra Metropolis, Adentine District and Lejokuku Krowo took part in the competition. The program, Brainpower 2013, was organized by Youth Link Ghana to help raise academic standards by providing a platform for children to discover, learn, revise, and have fun.
Repeat the same first letters. It's known as what? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It's alliteration.
It was a display of intellect, skills and knowledge of mathematics, English, general knowledge and science when the finals of the annual inter-schools quiz competition for JHS 3 people took place at Bema Camp in Accra.
What is the highest number which divides 21 and 16, leaving a remainder of 1? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. The answer is 5.
30 schools were kicked out at the preliminary level, setting the stage for the final showdown between Trinity Academy from Adenta and the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Basic School from Hacho. GAEC Basic led in the first 2 rounds, but the end of 4 rounds, Trinity Academy had emerged champions with 82 points, with GAEC Basic School on 72.
It has been really tough. Some schools we met were, in quotes, monsters because they were really brilliant. All the students were brilliant, but with some perseverance, we have been able to win.
I'll say the journey has been very rough because we had to meet a whole lot of schools who were as equally good as we are, and by the grace of God, we have come this far, so we give glory unto His name.
Kakra Opoku Ejakwa is the Executive Director of Youth Link Ghana.
Youth Link, our vision is simple.
create that platform for young people to express themselves, either in entertainment, in education, like what you just witnessed, or reaching out to the less privileged society. And that's something we'll be doing somewhere in the month of May.
The winning school received 300 Ghana cedis, a certificate, and a trophy, while the first runner-up received 100 Ghana cedis and a certificate.
Let's now take a look at what else made headlines during the week.
Microsoft founder and philanthropist Bill Gates has lauded Ghana for improvements in public healthcare initiatives in areas of immunization, HIV/AIDS, and malaria. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has also been supportive of Ghana's school feeding program, the fight against malaria and maternal health care. Consistent blackouts in most parts of Ghana are affecting preparation by final year students in junior and senior high schools towards upcoming external examinations. Currently, most candidates are feverishly preparing for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination and the Basic Education Certificate Examination. While the WASSCE has begun, the BEC starts in June. The frequent power cuts are, however, posing a serious challenge to the students who study mostly at night. The Kotoka International Airport could be closed down because the Ghana Meteorological Agency could not sustain its operations due to non-payment for services. This could lead to possible downgrading and the likely closure of other satellite airports in the country. The Ghana Airports Company Limited has failed to settle over $2 million it owes to the agency since 2008. Policies to increase food security in developing countries focus too much on rural food production instead of ensuring that poor people are able to access and afford food, especially in urban areas. This is contained in a report published by the International Institute for Environment and Development. It warns that the climate change could only make this policy gap worse because the impacts will not affect only harvest but also systems that are used to transport, store, buy and sell food. 120 Chinese nationals have been arrested in an armed operation organized by officials of the Ghana Immigration Service to find and apprehend illegal miners working in dangerous dark pits. The officials also retrieved a number of guns, some with fully loaded cartridge from the Chinese. Meanwhile, authorities are speeding up process to send them back to China, as advised by lawyers for the Ghana Immigration Service.
It's now time for a break, but when we come back, we'll tell you about the 17-year-old who is a millionaire already.
Mommy, see 5 tomatoes.
Okay, if I take one, how many will be left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Oh, that's my girl. Spell nutrition.
N-U-T-R-I-T-I-O-N.
That's my girl.
Will you spell nutrition? Wow, a new spelling champion.
Yeah, that's my girl.
There's no mom like you, no noodles like Indomie. That's why caring mothers trust Indomie to give their best to their family.
That's my mom.
Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Generation. Now, an application created by a UK teenager has been bought by web giant Yahoo in a deal worth dozens of millions of pounds. 17-year-old Nick Deliosio's Samly app summarizes news stories from popular media companies. The app itself will now close, but its features will be used in mobile products at Yahoo when Nick has been given a job. He will be joined by several of Samly's top staff in new roles at Yahoo in the next few weeks. The app launched when Nick was just 15 and soon attracted more than £1 million of investment. He is now likely to be one of the world's youngest self-made multimillionaires. Nick says he likes shoes and he will buy a new pair of Nike trainers and probably a new computer, but wants to save and bank the money he has made. Let's take a trip around the world to see what else made headlines in other countries.
A severe plague of locusts has infested about half of Madagascar, threatening crops and raising concerns about food shortages. The UN's Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, said billions of the plant-eating insects could cause hunger for 60% of the population. The FAO says about $22 million is urgently needed to fight the plague in a country where many people are poor. Former South African President Nelson Mandela has been readmitted to hospital with the recurrence of a lung infection. Mandela, who is 94, spent 18 days in hospital in December undergoing treatment for a lung infection and gallstones. The financial problems in Europe are not over. The island of Cyprus has been in the media for weeks as the latest to face economic problems in the region. The country's finance ministers have decided to impose a weekly limit on cash withdrawals people make from bank machines, among other measures to control the situation. Pope Francis has washed the feet of prisoners in a youth detention center near Rome. This is part of the Maundy Thursday service. The Christian ritual takes place on the Thursday before Easter to commemorate Christ's Last Supper. Pakistani schoolgirl Malala Yousafzai, who survived being shot in the head by the Taliban in October, has signed a book deal worth $3 million. The 15-year-old, who campaigns for girls' education, says the memoir is her own story and that of millions of others denied the chance to go to school.
And that was News Round. Let's now take a look at Sports Round.
Ghana faces Egypt in the final of the 2013 African Youth Championship to be played at the Ahmed Zabana Stadium in Oran. The two sides met during the group stage of the competition, where the Young Pharaohs won 2-1 through a late penalty. Oscar Pistorius might consider competing at this year's World Athletics Championship in Moscow, according to his agent. The 26-year-old athlete, who has run at both the Olympics and the Paralympics, is charged with murdering his girlfriend but will be allowed to travel abroad after challenging his bail terms. Former WBA heavyweight champion David Haye has targeted another world title as he returns to the ring on June 29 at Manchester Arena. Haye lost his WBA belt in July 2011 when he was appointed by Ukrainian Klitschko in Germany. Haye has consistently expressed his desire to fight WBC heavyweight champion Klitschko. Rio Ferdinand has expressed shock at alleged racist chanting directed at him and brother anthem by England supporters during the 8-0 victory over San Marino. Ferdinand's comments came after the Football Anti-Racism Network, Football Against Racism in Europe, filed a complaint to the world governing body, FIFA, on Thursday.
And that was Sports Round. Now, ever heard about the Garden Tomb in Jerusalem? Today in Adelaide's Landmark of the Week, we feature the Garden Tomb, where many believed it to be the site where Jesus Christ was buried.
The Garden Tomb is a beautiful garden situated right outside the old city walls of Jerusalem. Traditionally, evangelists, Anglicans and other Reformed churches believe this to be the site of Jesus' crucifixion, burial and resurrection. This is opposed to the belief held by many Catholics and Orthodox, which deem the Church of the Holy Sepulchre to be the site of crucifixion and tomb of Jesus Christ. The Garden Tomb was discovered in 1867 by a British general named Gordon while he was admiring the strange landscape of Golgotha, and it is an important and holy site for millions of Christians. It is also a wonderful place to pray and remember the teachings of Jesus and his destiny while giving a sense of what the tomb of Jesus may have looked like over 2,000 years ago.
So that was Adelaide's Landmark of the Week. Continue to send us pictures of landmarks you think will be interesting to look at. That's all we have time for this week on News Generation. Enjoy the rest of the Easter holidays. See you! News Generation, supported by
Omo, even tough stains in just one step.
Cowbell Chocomalt, 4-in-1 value with a great new taste.
Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.